Hello all, I hope you are well in these extraordinary times. I would like to welcome you to the Fintech Finance Virtual Arena where we're hosting you all today. In this special arena, we're going to be taking a look at animal insurance. Joining me today is Charlotte from Bought by Many. How are you doing today, Charlotte? How are you finding lockdown?
Lockdown, it's a real experience, isn't it? So I'm really great, thanks. Lockdown there's some real positives, missing some things, but generally really good.
I think as a business as a whole, the amount of people that I've seen that have, during the lockdown period, have got a puppy or a kitten seems to be growing. In fact, I think even two members of my team have gone and got a pet in the last few weeks. Has that been kind of quite good for business for you?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a huge trend is that people, I think at this time, people are really thinking about what they want their life to be and how they want to live their life. And there's a lot of introspection and, really interesting times. And people want a little bundle of love in the form of a dog or a cat or another pet. And, that's where we are. We're all about love as a business. And so we're really, really happy to have those new customers as well as our old customers on board.
Excellent. Well, let's look at the industry as a whole. Let's start with the big problem. What is it? What is the biggest issue when it comes to pet insurance? What is the friction point, and why is it always done that way?
So Bought by Many's history was all around being this kind of digital broker initially. So what we did, we were set up to find underserved pockets of the insurance industry, of the insurance market. So we found people who were after a particularly unusual form of maybe travel insurance or life insurance or indeed pet insurance. And we found what they really wanted, brought them together, and then went into the market to find those products. About 3.5 years ago, we realised that we had a lot of customers who were searching for something really specific in pet insurance that we just couldn't find. And at that point, we did a huge amount of research. So tens of thousands of customers we spoke to and asked them exactly what they wanted from pet insurance. And then we built that. And so what was different, I think up until then, pet insurance was a really impersonal and kind of basic insurance transaction. But pet insurance is really different. It is pet parents are highly engaged. It's all about a love purchase. It's all about pet insurance that offers something really personal that really enables them to look after what is a really valued member of their family. And that's what we built. So we built something that would be genuinely useful. We built insurance journeys that were all about really being very kind and empathetic. And in order to do that, we made the insurance products really simple, and we took all the heavy lifting into the technology. And that's where our real innovation is, and that's where the real tech aspect of the business comes from.
So taking a step back then, looking at the kind of overarching mission, a lot of insurance, home insurance, car insurance is a grudge purchase, whereas this is a love purchase. Is that quite true?
So grudge, I'm not sure if I'd use that. I'd certainly say, so motor's a stressed purchase. So you're told you have to get it. Products look very similar. They have to meet certain standards. Home insurance I normally describe as a bit of a fear purchase. It's quite unusual to use your home insurance. And when you think about the things that happen in order to claim on home insurance, they're quite scary. Pet is really different. Pet is about love. Pet is about looking after something that you choose to be with. You choose to bring into your family and makes you really happy. And it's all about creating that care that means that pet that you love that makes your world better will continue to be there. So it is, yes, it's really different. The dynamics are really different. I've been in insurance my whole career, which is a lot of time. And I've been doing insurtech for the last 10 years. And pet insurance is unlike any of these other P&C lines of business. It's the way people buy it, the way people think about it, the way you have to think about the journey. A lot of the fundamentals that you come to from insurance. So we think about an insured item a lot in insurance. That concept doesn't really work in pet insurance. That pet that you rescue from the street, what is the value of that pet in the market? Maybe even negative. But to you, that pet might be your world. That pet is a member of your family. That pet makes you happy. And the idea of losing that pet is nothing to do with the insured value. It's to do with what the love that you have for that pet. It's very different.
Absolutely, I can really see the passion and the ethos there. So you did 10,000 plus hours worth of research into what people wanted. What were some of the things that came up time and time again that people wanted, and how does that factor into where you are today?
So there's a lot around simplicity, both in terms of being able to buy the product, being able to understand the product, and being able to make a claim. There was a lot around pre-existing conditions, around the age of a pet, so around the prices on renewals. So Bought by Many has never charged more for renewing customers than new business. That's incredibly unusual in the insurance world. But again, it's all about how we stand up for what we believe is right in insurance, and how we believe that we would want to be treated as customers, which a lot of us are. I am a Bought by Many customer. And so all the time we think about the pet parents that we have as members of the Bought by Many family, and what does great mean? What does great mean at every stage, at new business, when they make a claim, and really sadly if the pet passes away? What does great mean then? Because that's just as important. That's a bereavement to our customers. So how can we support them through there? And we would support them through rest in peace cards, and we support them through a bereavement line, and just about being really, really kind on the phone as well. So it's all around creating a really different experience. And in order to do that, we have to think about the actual way that the product is set up from the beginning, not just leave great experience to if somebody has to make a claim or if somebody has to make a call. It's all about using our informational advantage as an insurer to realise this is the cover that people really genuinely need, and we can do the heavy lifting on that so our customers can just really enjoy and love their pet.
Well, you mentioned the technology stack earlier, and obviously you're not starting with 30 years of legacy. What's been your approach to technology with this, not just for the present, but also so that in 10, 20 years time you're not scrambling around plugging in various bits?
So it is our own proprietary technology, and it is the way that we think about technology is very much about the squads that we build have business and tech within them. So we're really looking for solutions together, and it's about hitting the pain points of customers. It's about making things simpler, better, making their life better, and it's unique for us as well. So because the technology is ours, it really works for pet insurance, which is a very different sort of product. So it's about using absolutely the best technology, the best stack, but working in ways that are really focused on the customer's pain points at every single stage.
Well, congratulations on your latest fundraising round.
Thank you.
What does that mean for you as a company in terms of what are you planning on using some of this capital for? Is it international expansion? Is it what's some of the expansion goals?
So yes, you're right. We closed almost 80 million in our Series C funding round in April 2020. So we've achieved a huge amount since our last funding round. So both in terms of growth in the US, but also in terms of acquisitions, launching in Sweden and growing our team and opening up new hubs. So a lot of it is more of the same of that. So we'll be looking for really innovative ways to expand within the UK, expand our product offerings, offer yet more to our customers, really think about the next generation of what we're doing. But also we will be expanding more internationally as well. So it's really, really exciting. It's all about being the world's most loved pet insurer. So very exciting.
You mentioned being kind on the phone. Just looking at kind of in terms of different kind of customer experience channels, how important is that, what I kind of call like emotional channels, where you're kind of picking up in tone of voice and such? How important is that? Because call centers can be very, very costly. So
it's about consistency. So it's about having the same the same communication and keeping things really simple for customers however they choose to contact us. So sometimes most of our sales, most of our interactions are online because we make that very simple for customers. However, if they need to call, and pet insurance is an emotional purchase, so sometimes they really do need to call either to explain something complex or because something difficult has happened. We have a very different ethos within our service centres, which are about being unscripted and about making sure that we are creating a fantastic service primarily for our customers. So I guess our service centre has a different sort of purpose than some others. And it's also a really great place to live. I mean, to work. So our call centre staff are recruited for their, for being empathy and for being really fantastic people, and we allow them to do that.
Excellent. Well, this I always love asking this because this is a really tricky question. As you expand internationally, as you scale up, as you get more and more people on board, how do you still maintain that that culture, that mentality of disruption and innovation? How do you really maintain that, but rather than say a group of 10 people where you know each other, doing that over a group of say 1,000 where you can't physically know everyone?
So I think this is a really fantastic question. I've always been in high growth scale up companies, and so it's a continuous worry for everybody all the time, my whole career, about we've done so much with what we've got. How can we get over 100 people? How can we get over 150 people? How can we get over 500 people? And I always think it's about values. It's about the values that you embed within the business, and it's about the fact that those values aren't just posters you stick on the wall. They've got to be in every part of what you do. So they need to be how you recruit and onboard, but they also need to be how you make decisions, how you decide what's on your roadmap, how you decide what to do next, how you reward people, how you champion the good things that people do. So Bought by Many, we've got 5 values. So we've got show you care, do the right thing, dare to think big, work in partnership, and be tenacious and be fast. And they're really important to us, and we use them in everything we do, and that helps keep the momentum up. But it's really important not to be complacent, because it is genuinely hard, and I've seen this in so many fast scale-up businesses, that it's hard to keep the momentum. So you have to, especially the senior leadership team, needs to work really hard at it and needs to be really conscious that this precious thing that they've got, if they don't work really hard at keeping it, it could just diffuse away.
Absolutely. I saw a great piece this morning, which was all of the Glassdoor reviews of places of new companies in finance, and companies that I was expecting to be right at the top were right down the bottom, and of course it's because they're growing very, very fast.
How interesting. Yeah, it's really important, and it's the fuel that keeps you growing.
Now my wife has paid far too much money to have a DNA test done on our dogs.
Oh, fantastic.
Are there any plans to bring outsider, sort of slightly out of the box thinking into it, such as pet genetic testing, a bit like sort of 23andMe?
So I love data. I'm an actuary by background, and nothing gets me more excited than being able to delve into completely new sources of data. I think in pet insurance, what's really, really important is that we don't lose sight of what we're trying to do, which is the fantastic customer service. It's a products that are really useful for our customers. So we won't leap forward into completely different forms of data. It's really important that we keep to our ethos and what we're trying to do. However, yes, we're absolutely going to be investigating them, seeing what will be useful, see what can be more helpful for our customers. If I can find things that will help my customers keep their pet healthy and happier for longer, that's what will make me really, really excited. So if I can find things where having an informational advantage as the insurance company to say that you have a 6-year-old Labrador, these sorts of things might be things that will keep your pet, running around, being happier with you for longer, then those are the things that I'm going to get very excited about and jump into, because that's when insurance can move beyond just being there for those, those superhero rescue you moments, into really helping people manage down their risk and live a better life. So I think that will be really exciting to look at. However, we will never, ever lose sight of the most important things that we're doing, which is, creating really great pet insurance that's really, there's something that our customers can trust. I mean, we were voted most trusted pet insurance provider last year, which was fantastic for us because it was in the MoneyWise awards, and actually Bought by Many wasn't even in the drop-down list of insurance providers that customers could pick. So 30,000 customers voted on this award, and bless them, our customers, they typed in our name in order to make us most trusted pet insurance provider. And to get that sort of thing, it has to be all the time. The first thing you have to think of, which is what we always do, is are we doing the right thing by using this piece of information, by changing this way, by changing the words in this way, by changing our claims process in this way. So that will always be our guiding North Star.
Just in terms of obviously using data in an effective way to enhance things like the customer experience, would you be doing things like, for example, if there is in certain parts of, say, the UK, there's a lot of reports of ticks and disease, would you say contact a lot of those customers, or have the ability to, saying, oh, just letting you know, if you let your dog off lead, maybe make sure you have like a tick pick or something sort of similar?
So I would love to do even more of this with data. We absolutely do have some of these proactive communications now, but I think this is where insurance is going. And I've seen this really effectively in other businesses that I've done along the way of different lines of insurance. And I think Het's got some really exciting growth areas in here where you can proactively, again, it comes back to this informational advantage. It comes back to the fact that insurance knows something that is really, really helpful for the customers. And it's a complete win-win-win. It's, it's fantastic for the pet parent, it's fantastic for the pet, and it's also great for the insurance company, because nobody wants to make a claim, because a claim means something horrible's happened. So if you can use the data that you have in order to drive down either the frequency or severity of those events happening, then that is really powerful for insurance. That's not just insurance as paying on claim. That's insurance about being your risk partner.
Absolutely. I like that as a risk partner, because that makes commercial sense. Less claims, less payouts, but also great customer experience and good for the pet.
Absolutely.
Fans, not customers.
Absolutely. And it's but if you treat people really well and you help them at a really difficult time, then that should be the relationship that you have. I mean, I love insurance. I'm a complete insurance geek. And I love it because I think it's a superhero industry. I think when insurance is great, it is really great. It swoops in and it saves somebody when something awful has happened. And it sort of reaches out a hand at a time when nobody else is there, and, really makes life better for people. And so that's what insurance should be. And that's what Bought by Many tries to do. And it's really satisfying. Every time we get handwritten letters from customers, from notes to say, this was an awful time and you made it better at any stage. That's, why would you not love that? Why would you not love that? That makes you want to come to work and do even more of what you're doing. So yeah, I love insurance for that. And that's why that award is, of all the awards, many awards we've won, that's the one we're most proud of, because it shows that that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. I really like that. The last thing, I'm just conscious of time. The last thing I wanted to bring out was how I saw on your website, when selecting breeds of cats, you can actually insure a Bengal tiger.
Oh, Bengal cats. They are cats.
No. You had
tiger on there. I actually, I used to have a Bengal cat, but I saw that tiger is available there. Is that a popular choice?
So we also look after the Exotic Direct book, which is the most popular exotic pets book in the country. And we have all sorts of fantastic things in there. I love that book. It's, talking about looking at great data. So we've got, guinea pigs, rabbits, but bearded dragons and reptiles. And we've definitely got crocodiles in there and llamas and all sorts. That is a great fun book to look at from all sorts of different ways. And really proud that, that book has very, very happy pet parents as well, albeit that those are pet parents of more scaly or different, very, very different sorts of pets. But that's what makes life fun, right? Variety.
Absolutely. What's been the most bizarre pet that you've been requested to insure?
Oh, well, I don't know. Crocodiles? There are various sorts of cats in there as well. All sorts. Depends what you think of bizarre. I mean, if you're an Ecstatic Direct customer, you might not think that your crocodile's bizarre. You might think it's bizarre to go and want a dog.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. That's been absolutely brilliant. Where can we find out more about yourself?
www.boughtbymany.com.
Brilliant, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Charlotte. We'll catch up with you very soon.